Episode 9, and what I want to find out now is about the plant states. When will this potato have to be harvested by the Harvie? When does it even change state? Let's implement something that notifies us. Just for debugging purposes. After all, we got some speakers lying around, so let them speak. I remember to put the timescale on 0.06 instead of 0.3, so we now have 5 times the amount of day and 5 times the amount of night. Overall, a cycle takes 100 minutes instead of 20. Wait! Climate. No, not this time. Harvie's. Import. Okay, that was already the Harvie code.
Power critical.
But I would once again have overwritten the climate code. Nope, not like last time. Quite annoying. It would be nice if we could bind the code to the respective chips somehow. I mean, not as an unconditional thing that can never be overcome, but as a warning thing, like, hey dude, are you sure that's what you want to do? This is the thing code. This is not the thang code. This is the thang though. Huh? The growth state is being shown. That is here, the first one even. So, branch relative equal R0. If the growth state is 1, then we want to skip 3 or so lines. Don't know how many, so let's do this. What's going on with the frog in my throat? I thought it would be quiet by now. Hey frog, shut up. SBN, CLS SPK. Oh, ins SPK. Mode 0 to silence it. And then afterwards, I don't know which one I'm supposed to use, so 1, 2, 3. See what happens. Not much, because the growth state is 0. Is that true? No, that's maturity. That's the growth state. The growth state is 2. But shouldn't we hear something now? Right, I didn't turn this thing on, of course. So then we jump by 4 lines, because it also has to be turned on. Maybe I should do that at the end. Not that it really matters, because once it's on, it will stay on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alarm. Okay. But the value with which I want to compare this shall not be 1, it shall be 2, for that's the one that we have right now. So once this thing pipes up, we know the plant has changed, and then we can take a look. Okay, maybe it's time to actually do the other recipes, some advanced stuff. Do I even have the materials for that? Oh, no, don't. The pressure in here is kind of equalized, 75 kilopascals, that's alright. Maybe I want to close this now, or should I leave it open? This is a direct connection to the other part of the station. A very slow creep of gas due to a little accident in, I think, the previous episode. Not sure if there was this, or an even older one. Well, let's take a look then at the, not at the ores, but at the ingots. The basic ones we of course have. Toss it in the arc furnace or the normal furnace and it just becomes an ingot. Steel for some reason also looks like that, even though it belongs to this class. In steel we have made plenty. Invar, constant, solder, electrum, yes also. But these advanced ones we have not done at all yet. And I would like to make the robot, which I've never ever made so far in 1200 hours. So, Astroloy, what does that take? Would make sense to make all of them at once, because they require so much pressure and stuff, but why should I care? So we need cobalt, copper and steel. And let's say cobalt, copper, cobalt, steel, steel. That expresses it. Copper, cobalt, steel, steel. I need 50. Does this work? That's cool! That's something I always did manually. I didn't even know that's... See, in the previous video I added something to this nice functionality here with its 1, 2, 3 phases realized by 2 proximity sensors here. And there's also a switch here when I'm smelting stuff, so that it's always on and on 500. I added something that whenever it turns off, so if I would leave it, then it would spit out the rest. And this now seems to have the nice side effect of doing the thing that I have been doing manually all the time, as in the first one comes out and then I want the rest also, because I only cared about the first one. The rest shall just stay whole. And now it does that? I have to test it. Let's say I want 10 gold. So let's go here. Plop. Now I get closer. That didn't work, okay. Again, 10. Toss it in. Turn it on. Oh, this is perfect, motherfucker. This is unbelievable. This is just lucky. This is beautiful. So, steel, I believe, yes? Copper, cobalt, steel, steel. Copper, cobalt, steel, steel. So we need 100 steel for this now. How much do we have? 500, 500 and 140. Well, this seems feasible. Okay, here we have copper, cobalt, steel, steel. Something else while we at it? I mean, this thing will be under high heat and pressure. That would be Astroloy. Then we have Hasselloy. 25 to 30. Silver, nickel, cobalt, cobalt. Silver, silver, nickel, cobalt. Silver, silver, nickel, cobalt. How much silver do you have? Oh, 31? No, I will not do this. This is not good now. Bad timing. Inconel. Gold, gold, steel, nickel. Nickel, I think we have plenty. Actually, no, not as much as I hoped. Gold, steel, nickel, nickel. Can we afford that? I think so. Gold. 25, please. I mean 15. Gold, steel, gold, steel, nickel. Wait, why do I have 50 gold? That doesn't make sense. Hello? Wachen Sie bitte auf. Erwachen Sie. Gold, gold, steel, nickel. So I need 50 steel. Gold, gold, steel, nickel. This is ridiculously useful, man. Gold, gold, steel, nickel to make Inconel. 23.5 to 24 megapascals. Okay, someone wants to know it very precisely. Good thing the advanced furnace will be easy to do it with that. And then we have stellite, silver. No, I have too little silver to do that. Vesperloy, silver again. Okay, we got the two candidates. Anything new on the potato front? I guess by now we can turn on the scroll light again. It is not properly timed. I'm just doing it by playing it by ear. Driving towards fruiting sounds good. Plant state 2. Should be 3 any second, I believe. Well, it's a bit iffy to do that now. Let's save. Oh, what just happened? Did I hear some? The fridge needs to be closed. Who in their right mind leaves the fridge open? So, it shall be Inconel and Astroloy. Gold, steel, nickel, nickel. 23.5, 24. Gold, gold, steel, nickel. Why did I say nickel, nickel? Stupid. Gold, gold, steel, nickel. Well, let's fire the dude up a little. Of course, it's getting hotter, but we got a super powerful cooling solution. We got the counterflow heat exchanger, which will produce well, not as much as I hoped right now, but it's almost 70 kilojoules. And if that isn't enough, here we have the same thing again. So yes, they can fight the furnace. And if all, well, fails, then this door will automatically close, this one will automatically open, and out there we have a temperature of minus 140 degrees. That should do the trick. Temperature seems to be too low to do the thing that I wanted to do. Oh, is that still open? Ooh, not good. As an engineer, you should really keep things under control. Burn, baby.
Temperature high.
Yeah, it's my mouse and my hand getting together, having sex, basically. I'm rubbing my mouse. The underside, it likes that. And then the table also. Then I place it down again and it purrs because everything's so smooth. So we need 23.5 to 24 megapascals. The temperature doesn't really matter because 600K. Once I reach that pressure, not a problem. Is this still on? No, it's just... Why is this... Oh, is this my flashlight? Yeah, what's happening here? Well, I'm producing fuel. And it's trying to reach 30 megapascals. And it's trying to reach 2/3 mixture. Oh, exactly 2/3 this time, even though there are more decimal places. Not bad. I mean, 2/3, exactly what am I saying? 2/3 would be 0.666666666. It's precise enough. 11 megapascals, not enough. More, please. 23.5 to 24. soon. Very, very, very soon. That didn't work. Wonder what's wrong. .7. Well, I guess I was just a bit too early, who knows. There it is, and yeah, I should put some chutes here. Good thing I have some. Everything here. Plant is still at this stage. Growth efficiency is not perfect, it's 92%. And it's going up though. Whatever that means. And any second now, beep, beep. Yeah, for those who don't know, in the previous episode I set this whole test thing up because I wanted to find out how the Harvie works and how we have to program it. It is already this far that if this would be empty, it would automatically plant something. But if it has nothing that it can plant, then this thing will turn on. And this is all designed in a way that if I would have a second tray here and a second Harvie, third and so forth, I could just call the same subroutine. Just with a different set of coordinates, so to speak, and then this would run accordingly. And what we would get here is the accumulated error of all of them, if there is any. And then I would just look around and see, oh, there's nothing in here, so this might be the one who's complaining that there's nothing to plant. And if the plant would be dead and actually still be here, then the Harvie would rip it out. But I don't have anything about harvesting yet. Oh. The door is in the way. I could turn the door into a composite door. This should do the trick, I guess. Or not. Huh. I think it would do the trick. Let's do that then. But let's first continue to smelt. The next one is... lever down, lever up, yes. Astroloy. Copper, steel, steel, cobalt. Steel is in there. Copper and cobalt. And what? 30 to 40 megapascals. Temperature doesn't matter. So, up we go. Okay, that's Astroloy. Is that too much pressure here or something? Well, let's make use of this then. Let's wait until the fuel has burned. Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? It's stable. So once the fuel has burned up, I will just empty that. Where's the other ingot that I made so recklessly? Where is it? Oh! No, that was just a coolant. Ah, there it is. In the corner. So I could now make AIMeE. Would be nice to give her a test run in here, right? .87 degrees Celsius in this little room here. And over here, 32. Because Mr. Dude and Mr. Other Dude, they keep it cool. Growth efficiency. Oh, there the furnace is screaming at reality. Burn! And here the plant is like, ah, come on. 101%. 102%. That's the sun. Some people know it. I haven't seen it in a long time. Let's make AIMeE. I assume that's the advanced manufacturing. Electron printer, I mean. How much do we have of this stuff? Not a lot. Invar Constanta. Okay. Invar. 20 grams, please. And Constanta. And what else is new? Gold. 1 gram of gold. Okay. Is that all the gold we have? What just happened? Start printing. I get the impression that AIMeE is already done. We'll probably need a battery, but yeah, it's just... Oh, this can be turned off. So, what's going on in the other room? Oh, there it is. Okay, we have a new growth state. 3. The plant is now thriving towards fruiting.
Temperature high.
Whoa, 70 degrees still in that room. Maybe it's time to harvest that stuff. Always good to have some, whatever this is, CO2. Bit hot, but the room will cool it down. This is not an insulated tank, and the room has itself under control, so that's a nice way to do it. Flowy, slowy. I mean, I don't need it right now, do I? Should I burn something else while I'm here?
High.
I don't know what, so let's just not.
Temperature high.
Since the furnace is still at very high pressure, this will probably not stop in time.
Temperature high. Temperature high. Temperature high.
Slowing down, and stopping. Right? What's happening? Oh, that's the heat. Meanwhile, 4 megapascals. Pure CO2. Oh, nitrogen also. That's what I wanted to get, actually. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe from some stuff that we smelted. Let's see. Cobalt. It has nitrogen. Well, that would be the reason. And why was there too much... why were there more volatiles in the furnace than 2/3? Yeah. That's where that came from, I assume. How many volatiles do we have left?
Temperature high.
Oh, there's no pressure thingy on there. Unfortunate. I should put a pressure thingy on there. Good thing I have a pressure thingy lying around. Somewhere. No, it's a cable thingy, but also something I'd like to see. What power are we drawing here? Sometimes it should be 2000 watts. And it is 2000 watts. That's when the cooling kicks in. Huh. But it's under control. 26, 27 degrees. Right, the pressure thingy. This thing. I'm sure we had one.
Air tank low.
We had an extra one. Air tank low.
Air tank critical.
Do we have an extra? Did you eat that? No. There's one. Oh. Yeah, the large powered vents, they do have large power. So I can see what the pressure is therein. Oh, F2. 10 megapascals. 41 degrees. Still pumping itself empty. Can increase this now, I guess. Yeah. Give me the rest. And that empties the furnace and avoids further, well, overheating of the room. And saves us a lot of electricity. If you're looking here, you can see, I mean, beyond that bright spot on the screen, wait, let me put on my shades. There we can see the battery usage. Don't regard the spike here. That is only to make sure that the overall graph doesn't adjust itself intelligently in 5 quotation marks, all of which are rotten. The 0 line here, that's when the batteries are not being charged. Below they are being discharged overall, and above they're being charged. But too bad I haven't replanted the potatoes. I can't read what the actual value is. Oh, up there we can. It's less than 40%. Should make some upright wind turbines. I wanted to do something in here. What was it? Right. I wanted to put some things... Oh, not like this. That is empty. That is not empty. I wanted to put some more fuel in the tank. So in case something goes wrong, I can empty this room, I can evacuate to the outside manually. These are completely manual. Or pump it in there, which is not advisable. Or I can just open the door. Well then, how much pressure is in there? 12 megapascals? 9 megapascals. Still equalizing itself in there, but the volume of this dude is very low. 200 liters, while this thing is 6,000 liters. So when this equalizes with that, this one feels it, and this one's like, there's pressure equalization going on. And come on, call me when it matters. So let's put that in there. So we have 9 point something megapascals. I don't know how many. Maybe I should have checked that first. Let's say we have 14. 12. But this dude isn't yet... 50 megapascals. Once this dude has equalized with this dude, it might be 14. Maybe. I don't know. Or not, you know. So all free will here and free decision making, and so if he doesn't want to, then this intermediary buffer will always be full of 30 megapascals of fuel. So this is an explosive setup, to say the least. Equalized, almost. What's the pressure resulting? 14. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ah. Enough shed. Temperature 25. 23 even. So,
Filter low.
filter low. No, filters are fine. My feeling tells me that, okay, the assumption is the next step, step 4, will be this thing having potatoes on it, which we could then pluck, you know? And this would mean that we would see here mature. But what will be the difference between the plant's maturity and the plant having fruits and also seeds to offer? That's the question. So, robot, what you say? What you say, what you say, what you say? Well, smells like it needs some kind of battery. Probably a nuclear one. Hey, nuclear battery. That's a nice keyword. What does it take? Astroloy. I think we have that. And Inconel. Wait, Inconel Astroloy? Astro Inconel. It's just the ones we made. Honestly, I didn't know that. Let's make a few nuclear batteries. How many could we make? Let's ignore the steel, doesn't matter. 10 from the Inconel and 4 from the Astroloy. Let's make 4. Because I don't give a fuck. I mean, I have to go mining anyway. At some point. I want to live in the nuclear age, man. They're actually, okay, for those who don't actually follow as closely Grapevine and all that, and that's few who actually follow this closely, I guess, Rocketworks do aim to give us nuclear power at some point. That is a goal they have. I don't know how exactly, and I don't know how close that is. This is not part of the of the next up announcements, which came basically at the end of December last year. But that will come. I mean, from the horse's mouth. That's from the horse's mouth. That's where it's from. Okay, nuclear power, and what they want to do after they have seen the success and actually in action also the terraforming mod that is available for this game. Don't know if it still works right now. They wanted also they would like to also include terraforming, but there's no timeline for that. But it's something they would like to do, and that would be awesome if we could slowly alter this planet, like. I don't know, okay, maybe this moon, maybe not, it's completely oxygen, but maybe it could somehow also have CO2, or I don't know, but this is such large-scale operations. I mean, remember Alien 2, Aliens? That's the kind of level we're talking, if that would be terraforming, I think. What, how are you looking? Are you still making that one fucking battery? Whoa! This takes a while. And this dude has about as much charge as one of these. Uh, 2.3 megajoule. Not watts, megajoule. 2.3 megajoule, and this one has 3.6. So they have 2/3 of that. I think that's appropriate to call it that. 2/3 of this dude in my pocket. No, I will not do this. Instead, I will carry this dude over so that we have it here. The transformer, for those who don't know, is useful to make sure that the power drawn here is maximum the amount that I set here. If more is being drawn, then just no more will come over. So even if there are some megawatts available, no cable will blow. We don't need fuses. Fuses serve to make sure that if the cable blows, it will be right here where the fuse is and not somewhere else. If there's no fuse, the cable can blow here, here, over there, or under the floorboards in the corner. Ah, look at that. We'll create 2 potato. Why is it called potato underscore HORO? That's wrong, man. I mean, this will create 2 potato, no? Or will the potatoes actually have a particular name? That would be interesting.
Hydration critical.
So, what else is the state? The plant is supposedly mature. Let me take a screenie for myself. And of course, it is not really mature, we are waiting for the seeds also. So let's wait for stage 5 then. Oh look, it turns on automatically. Because there's a proximity sensor behind it. Oh look, I can fly. Without jetpack. So AIMeE, what can you do? I just turned you on. Oh. Ah, hello. Oh, I'm evil. It's cool that we have this empathy mechanism or ability within us, which allows us to better interact with others, and that this can actually transfer to a machine. You might think this is creepy, this is stupid, this is Star Trek, basement, sweaty, whatever guy kind of thinking, but fact is, if you don't have that ability to draw delight from such a device, even though you in the back of your mind you know it's just a machine, then you are less happy than a person who can. Fact. So, there needs to be a chip up here. Well, this calls for a laptop. Because if I have to take this chip out anyway, then yeah. Right, I wanted to change the door. Let's do that. A wrench. Of all things. So if I put in a composite door, will this allow me to put up some chutes there or not? It will. And so it shall be. Toss it right someplace. Where's my... There it is. Wo ist denn das Brecheisen? Hast du das Brecheisen gesehen? Now I forgot to name the dude, or rather to copy the name. But it's probably systematic, / I can look it up in the source code. What's this dude's name?
Hunger caution.
Fern, door, outer. The other one though is of a different type. That is to be considered. Don't do that. 99%. What's the nuclear battery doing? Charging. Already 11% after all this time. So, what do we need to look for? Fuel? Yes, no, the climate. Climate is the controlling these doors also, not just the cooling system. That needs to be a different one, I'm not sure which one. Structure, composite, I assume composite. Usually it's systematic. And to find out, I will just try this here. SBN, seal as do. Oh. Aha. So that works in principle. The outer door is a glass door, the inner door is a composite door. That should do it. So we need an IC10 and a laptop. I swear, the shadow casting in this game is a bit too rough. Can't do everything with a flashlight all the time. Oh yes, the batteries, they are still discharging. How far are we? Quite down a lot. Here we have 1, 2, 3 more nuclear batteries. 3 nuclear batteries. I wonder what happens if I install all of these. Well, nothing will happen, I guess. Because what's going towards this switch, I believe, is the heavy cable directly from the batteries. And this here, the transformer, is the same setting as in there and has nothing to do with those batteries at all. The endless elegant beauty of the reality of Stationeers. Everything is real. Okay, then let's make some upright wind turbines. And I should... How many? 4, I would say. 4 are at least necessary to get us out of this slump. So we need a bit more gold. Iron, gold, copper. Basically, iron, gold, iron, copper, gold. Can we start producing, by the way? No, we can't. Gold. Iron, iron, iron. Bit more than that. So... Oh, misunderstanding as to my intention. And of course, a lot of copper. Let's say 2 times 100. It's 20? Dude, that was not my intention at all. How did this come to pass? Go. How many will this be? 5 times 8 is 40. So that would be 7 in regards to gold. Well, I have to stop it at some point. And what's happening there with this beep bing bling bling? That's my reminder program because the washing machine is due. So if you excuse me for a moment. Hey, what happened to the music? 1, 2, 3, 4. The furnace room has 6 fields. 5. 6. But before I do that, let's put up the wind turbines. I made 6. 30%, and it's only going down. Da-da-da, nuclear batteries. Oh, peculiar. Super high-tech game. See also Stationeers, same problem. But this is this can't be done. Well, it's not a problem for Stationeers, because the plan is to completely toss out the landscape system anyway. Damn it! Should have made one more. I thought this was an odd situation. Anyway. Okay, the landscape system in Stationeers is very samey. Every place is the same. But this will change. It is likely that the landscape will become finite, but therefore then also much more diverse. So if you seek out a place, then that will be different than another place, and so you will also have reasons to seek out places. And one of the main problems that the rovers had should fall away, which is the landscape. And then they might also come back, but I haven't heard anything on that front. It just makes sense though. It's still in the promotional material, and Rocketworks certainly know what they're doing. So, yeah, that's that. Oh, it's a whole mountain here. If only I had an overpressurized air canister right now. That would make quick work of this. How is the wind supposed to get here? I have to make some way. Wink, wink. Meanwhile, the plant is thriving towards seeding. So let's cut this out for now. And place some... oh, come on. Have you forgotten what the double click is? 1, 2, 3. Oh man, that was close. Too bad I can currently not see what the display shows. 8 cables only!
Power critical.
Oh, there's always something. Well, I guess we're gonna get to see that. I can also bring this gray spray paint. Bonk. Didn't I make 4 nuclear batteries? I'm missing one. Is it in the locker? Oh, there it is. Okay. Spray paint. What color do we have? Black. I want gray. Do we not have gray? Gray has been used up, huh? Okay, we got some of those cables. Appreciated. Six more. I just checked. The suit needs some Astroloy and such. Stellite, for example. That requires silver, I think. We don't have that. Okay. Is this increasing? Slightly, but only slightly so. Even though 120 is on the good side of things. But currently we're charging some nuclear batteries, so it's not a surprise. Still, I'd like to have some more. Can we make more? But I should also put up a solar park. But when? When am I supposed to do all this? So it's the simplest solution to just make a few more of these now. I don't get the logic here. Ah, here we go. Sometimes it's like this, sometimes like that. I hope I never have to touch those cables. Oh, right. Me no have power. Sheets. So what's supposed to happen? As soon as this dude hits 5, the harvester shall harvest. Let's make that happen. Pause, so that we don't run into this thing already being 5. Plant is healthy. But it depends on what kind of plant it is, but I'm not going to go that far. I will just stick with potatoes for now. So we will just hard code the level 5. The growth state 5. Which we can read here. No, not here, but here. So we load into register R0 from the slot of the hydroponics device at coordinate the growth state. If the growth state is 5, then we want to harvest. I wonder though what happens once we have done that. Then we have removed the seed. Will the growth state afterwards still be 5? I assume so, because growth state 4 means it has potatoes and will now become a seedy thing. And I don't think that it will fall back to state 4. I believe this would be implemented in the way that it just doesn't have any seeds anymore in its inventory, but the state is still 5, is my assumption. Anyway, the idea is get the Harvie to do the thing, and then jump to beginning, and then it will probably come down here again, And plant is healthy. What does this mean? Who jumps here? This dude, something is planted. Ah, yeah, okay. So the plant will be completely harvested empty afterwards, once this has happened a few times. It seems like it's really simple to do. So, we tell the Harvie, but only under certain conditions. Branch if not equal or less than, not equal. If R0 is not equal to 5, we want to jump to RA. Else, we want to harvest, and then we jump to RA anyway. Harvies, export. Nothing is happening. We should get an alarm when the thing turns to 5. And, yeah, that's that. Now let's look at AIMeE. I didn't make the chip. Damn. Save. In case we miss it, I will just load because it's too tedious. Oh, how many do we have? Ah, let's make it stick with 4 because then we have 10. I see 10. How are we looking? 25. Ooh, still going down. Well, we're charging lots of nuclear batteries at once. That's a lot of loads, of course. Wonder if we're actually experiencing brownouts over there without seeing it. Because when the cooling kicks in, or maybe it hasn't kicked in, and it's the only reason we haven't had any. Only one. And I need 4 more boxes. And why do I make iron boxes? It's tradition. It's inefficient. I know, it's inefficient. Why do you do it then? Shut up. One, 2, 3, 4. So how are we looking? Something happening over there? Plant is still nice. Oh, why is this thing? Well, probably not enough. I mean, I didn't even check the plant's health. The Harvie is complaining. You can see up here. Something's not fine. It's thriving towards seeding. What is its problem? Excuse me? Sure, I actually wanted to click the power switch. And here we go again. With a fresh reload. Why is it sad? Is thriving towards seeding. What is the problem? Let's look at the numbers. That is health 100%. Efficiency is 141%. Why is the dude not... What is happening? Oh. Seeds? Perfect. Perfect. It works. And this alarm? We don't need it anymore. I will just disable those lines. Mostly. Excuse me. Why doesn't it follow the speaker mode 0, which means shut the fuck up? Don't tell me. Why is it back on climate fuck? What kind of stupid fucking shit is this all the fucking time? How am I supposed to work with this shit? This is how you lose data. Systems must be designed to rather aim for the opposite than to stimulate it. So what have we lost? Let's see, power vent. Do I find this here? There is something about power vents. Source code. Select. Copy. I'm just in the World XML file of the save game. Climate. Paste. Export. And wait, really? Okay, let's say import. Looks good. Cooling vent. Harvie's. Import. Looks topical. So this thing is off like it should be. These are fresh potatoes and they have indeed the name from where they came. I don't know if this is a bug or intentional. Maybe it makes sense because then you can do genetics and eugenics and whatever. Maybe I should turn on the furnace so that the vents will suck everything in the room, including this potato, so that I can grab it. What do you think? Okay, a few things need to be done. This can be ignored for now. Let's get some energy in this bitch. Oh, and you? Little dude. Time to get a laptop. %, man. Look at that. That's a catastrophe. It's like if Forbidden Planet would run out of energy. That was a movie reference. If you don't know that film, you're missing out. Great science fiction. But it's totally old. Yes, it is. Old is bad. Yeah, well, your mom. Should I make a tunnel here through which the wind turbine corridor goes? It's not so unrealistic that there would be wind here. If you've ever stood next to a church, then you know what I'm talking about. Four more, including the painting. Not nice. A little bit more, not much. Still going down this hard. Why? Because the wind is currently low, that's why. We have an energy problem. That's an interesting problem to have. This will of course go away once the nuclear batteries are finally full. In other words, let's ignore this. Maybe I should make some chutes. Oh, I haven't yet set this up to show what's currently smelting. Maybe I should do that. There should be a thing under the floorboard here that is already assigned. Mem arc. Electrics? Is it that? Hello? Why am I in the wrong fucking film? I mean, is this for the arc furnace or not? It's not for the arc furnace. Fi. What? That was too much? Alright, double name. Same name twice. Where is the logic mirror now? Logic memory. Mem arc. Miscellaneous. What? Yes, anytime. Oh, rather full. So both are rather full. Whatever will I do? I will hack something because I want this now. So, structure arc furnace. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, I will not be able to make this in time, but maybe for next time. Hello. Load batch named? No. Load into R0 hash structure arc furnace from a slot, which is I don't know, 0 maybe. Was it the recipe hash or was it occupant hash? I guess some. Then we write that into the CLS mem ins mem arc setting, and then this should actually show up. Maybe I was just too late, or maybe it doesn't work. Too bad, I can't know. And I have nothing more to smelt. Sad face. Okay, and that positive a little bit. Well, these are at 84%. It's so much power. I mean, if one of these has 1/3 of these station batteries, and I have just installed 4 of them to be charged, then this means that one complete battery will be sucked dry by this action. Though, it doesn't explain why every battery is empty. Yeah, iron. I remember. I wanted to make, what's this name? Shoots. How much silicon do we have in here? Enough. What? This is a brownout, man. Isn't it? Consuming 500 watts. No, that's not a brownout. What's happening? I don't understand. Why is there suddenly so little energy?
Low pressure. Oxygen critical. Pressure critical.
Do you have some burnout here or something? I mean, you still have electricity. This seems like... Oh, okay. Some batteries are not connected. That's a fun problem to have. I'm like, yeah, we'll manage. Not like this. And Bob. Well, there's one way to find this bug. Still discharging, man. Painful to see. But I think it draws about 1,000 watts per battery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,000 watts. Still, we need another energy source. If we would have solar panels, that would be fine. Of course, they would have to be in a place. I mean, of course I could put them here, but this is not what this room is for, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so what can we do with this knowledge of ours? We can say replant. We're getting out here, out of the harvester we get seeds and we get potatoes. I aim to just replant the seeds and to hand the potatoes over to a shredder basically. And I still didn't make the laptop. That's what needs to happen. So we need a sorter and a laptop. 2,000 watts. Why? Because of 2 nuclear batteries that are being charged. We're currently drawing 4,000 watts. 2 here and 2 on the other side, merely for charging those batteries. This, though, will not happen so very often, or will it? Well, if so, then it will happen only for a short time, or will it? Well, if I change to nuclear batteries, then I might be a bit more brutal when it comes to placing batteries in here that needs to be charged. We need to be ready for that. And we're not. Shite. Need to expand the operations. So a laptop and sorter. Wasn't there also a logic sorter? So we have the sorter and we have the new logic sorter. Maybe it's time to actually use that new dude. Let's see. No amount of automation is complete without blah blah blah. We know what the sorter does. The logic sorter contains an internal memory which is assessed. Do you mean accessed? Oh, come on, Rocket works. Which is assessed to check whether something should be sorted. Okay, maybe assessed is actually correct, I'm not sure. When an item is in the import slot, the stack is checked, and if result is true, the thing is moved to the export slot too. Otherwise, it is moved to the export slot. The mode is used in how the stack is assessed. By default, the mode is all, so every instruction in the stack would need to return true. And the alternative is OR, I assume? Yeah, any, that's basically OR. And none, which probably means that that everything will go to the second output, because none need to be true, I guess. Let's do this thing. Logic sorter. Auto lathe. That's the new thing, with the bit shifting and all. Sorter. Oh? It's a kit, of course. The kit sorter also has the logic sorter. I remember that I did make an extra motherboard or two. Yeah. I see, editor, that happened. Soon we will have a drawdown of 4,000 watts less. That should help. Too bad I can't see how many watts that is per tick. No wind is not helpful. Sorter, logic sorter. So we have here the logic sorter, the elusive logic sorter, which I haven't yet used at all. I haven't yet dealt with that new logic stuff. So let's do it then. Okay, here would be more of these trays. So I would have to connect everything that comes out here by means of, what's its name, junction shoots to some place over here where something would happen then with that. And then I would have to redistribute. Actually, how is that supposed to work? Oh, there's something about this overflow chutes, of course. We just fill everything with seeds, and then she swallows, and we start over. So, let's see what we can do with this dude here. Designed by, presumably drunk, Norsec roboticists, AIMeE, or Automated Independent Mechanical Entity. Automated Independent Mechanical Entity. Can be a Stationeer's best friend, or tiresome nemesis, or both several times in the same day. Intended to unearth and retrieve ores automatically, the unit requires basic programming, knowledge to operate, and IC editor motherboard. I already have that, or do I have to place that in there? Does it have like a slot, an opening or something? Left mouse button, contents. So there's a content thingy here, okay. I guess that just meant what I already have, so this was a bit unnecessarily confusing. AIMeE has 7 modes. 0. Do nothing. Well, it's already in that mode, it appears. 1. Follow nearest player. 2. Move to target in straight line. What is a target? 3. Wander around looking for ores in 15 coordinates radius. 4. Unload in chute input or chute bin within 3 meters. I have a question. Okay, we cannot locate AIMeE, so if the robot falls into a pit while looking for ores, we can't retrieve it easily. That sucks. Unload in chute input. It's what we just talked about, you know, and then we start over. Or chute bin within 3 meters. 1.5 large grids. Robot mode dot none equals 0? Is it? That's so weird. What is this? Pathfind to target. Aha, not in a straight line, but pathfind. Straight line would be donk, donk, donk into the wall, and pathfind would be less stupid.
Space. Exosphere. On Soma FM.
Number 6, automatic assigned state. Shows when storage slots are full. Connects to logic transmitter. I think that is a documentation bug here. Screenshot. Because I think this line with the logic transmitter is just a new line, period. It is completely independent of all the stuff that was written here. So I could... Let's see what logic values it has. Ah, we can locate it by means of logic transmitter by reading out its location. Wait, this is... yeah, position. Position, target. That's one way to find it. Power, mode, error, pressure external, on, temperature external. So, position, velocity, target, minables in vicinity, yes or no, minables in Q. What does in Q mean? Is that something that the robot is currently has chosen to mine now? What does that mean? Forward X, forward Y is only what you can read. What does this mean? Orientation, like my compass, I assume. Oh, velocity relative? So relative to me? No, it doesn't make sense. I don't know what it means. Slots, occupied. How many slots does this thing have? I mean, 0 to 5 is not so informative. Here we go. It has 10 slots. First one for battery, second one for programmable chip, the rest is for ores. So you could send this dude to retrieve some iron ore. That would be cool if that worked, but what I've heard about AIMeE, it's not so very useful. Because it will just fall into a hole and, you know. And I just try to carry this dude. Also not possible. You have to use the drill, unbuild it, and I hope that all the parts that it's using fall to the ground. Not sure. Let's see. They do.
Power low.
Hello. So it doesn't seem very useful, I find, but let's see. This follow player around thing, of course, would be fun. For starters, let's try that. Follow nearest player. How do I set the mode? Robot mode dot none. What does that mean, man? Oh, that's actually also a bug, I think, because I mean a documentation bug. Why should there be robot mode dot none? When you can see here mode dot none, 0, maybe a follow, move the target, etc. The other names should be written here. That's what's going on. Roam. What is roam again? Wander around looking for ores in 15 coordinates radius. That's funny because there is ore in a 50 coordinates radius here, I believe. But there's also a surrounding environment that is called walls. Or would it use the airlock? I don't think so. So let's try 3 and 1. My reminder program is telling me things I already know and did. Thank you and good night. How do you turn this thing on, man? Oh, that's no battery either. La la la. How are we looking energy-wise? 14. Man, this is a problem. Soon we will be completely out of energy. But this one's still charging. This one also. Once they're done, we will have 4,000 watts less to be used, and that should make a difference. And I like it when things work out automatically, so I'm gonna try that. Well, doesn't have to be a loop at all, but I don't care. Export. Hello, Mr. Dude. How are we doing? I'm cruel, I know. We made 10 more wind turbines. That didn't make a dent in this little problem that we're having here. I expected a little more. Pathfinding wise, I mean. Yeah, okay, the robot does need work. This is insufficient. I mean, look at that. I mean, is this a simulator robot? It's not even a real one, which has to fight with all kinds of issues, so... Cute but useless. How about mode 3 then? What will you do? Roaming. Is it going into the airlock? No, it just happens to move in that direction. Can't you turn the airlock or something? No, clearly that is not the agenda. The thing is just stupid. That is sad. I hope there would be something cool here. Never mind. So let's put the thing back. And the chip also. The battery. Into the charger. Man, those station batteries must hate me by now. Yeah, the laptop I don't quite need, so let's put it here also. Yeah, one might think that's AIMeE, you know? That's the head, that's an eye, that's the mouth, but no. So shoots. Everything that comes out here would be transported over here, and here then we would sort it out and decide what we do. Potatoes get shredded, and well, yeah, we need a shredder here, and we need tons more shoots, for which we need iron that we don't have yet. This thing can be turned off, save some battery. This thing also, that's climate, that's Harvie's. Let's turn all of this stuff off to deal with the power crisis a bit more efficiently. Dude. As if it would stay in that place, in this room. Yeah, speaking of which. So. Anything else? Oh yes. This can be turned off 10 hours ago. This is my fuel mixer. Ratio looks good. Almost good. I think this fuel mixer thing is slightly insufficient when it comes to the fuel import. When it comes to the ratio, I mean, it seemed like the CO2, the O2 is a bit higher than it should be. I mean, here this was 0.65. This is almost what it needs to be, but it's slightly too low. Slightly. So, how does this work? We check the pipe analyzer. If the pressure is greater than 30 megapascals, we just say it is accomplished. Where is it? Here. And when that is the case, then we turn the filter, well, for the air that comes from the outside, so that if I fart outside, I don't pump something in here that does belong. The fuel is supposed to be pure. And the volatiles pump, which is related to, which is from the volatiles, and the flashlight off. That is when the pressure, the target pressure, had been reached. If the pressure is less than 1000, we don't even check which one is higher. We just say pump it. So both pumps on, which means no flashlight, pump on, pump on. But normally we will be within these two bounds, and then what we do is I'm loading into R0 and into R1, the ratio oxygen and volatiles, add the two of them together in R2, and if R2 is less than 99, then we have a problem, and then it jumps to something wrong when the pumps are being turned off and the flashlight turns on. Because if there's something else in there, so that the sum of the ratio oxygen and the ratio volatiles is less than 99, then no thanks. That's not, something is wrong there. It needs to be cleaned up. It's a major catastrophe. So now, let me check. Is the oxygen less than 0.33? Then we say need oxygen. And if the ratio oxygen is greater than the 0.34, then we need volatiles. And if neither is the case, then I just want to pump both, bluntly pump it in. So less than 3.3, that seemed reasonable. Slight adjustment. Not relevant, I hope. I guess, who knows. I guess we need to mine. We need iron, and iron we also need, and then iron. And we need electricity. Mining will also be a good thing, because meanwhile the lights will be off. Not all of these, but on the other side. What's the pressure in here, by the way? Increasing slowly. Why is it so dark in here? Oh right, because I went outside, and so we are saving some energy. Look here, that's the situation if I'd be mining. But the wind is relatively high. That's the current wind speed, which is increasing. That's the wind speed as a number in watts that are coming in from one of those turbines. Currently nice charge going on. Our batteries are blinking eagerly, but not good enough. We need to go mine. 4,000 watts less being used. How many liters do we have here anyway? Aha, 270 liters, that's enough. That's enough liters. Speaking of which... I want my mining belt empty. And now that everything is on again, how are we doing? Still positive. Still positive, even though all those lights are on. Oh, and all it takes is 100 from the wind turbines. Okay. Not too bad, not too shabby. Chevy Chase. Something in the locker maybe? I don't have space for this. Crap. You know what, let's just burn one of these. Good old solid fuel burner. So how much power is coming in? Can we measure that here? Yes, 22 kilowatts. So 3 kilowatts from the wind turbines, the rest from the generator. That should help a little. Look here. What's that? I am not aware. I guess this is... Yeah, this is the peak upwards and the peak downwards that I'm doing to get a nice chart. And now currently we're going like, whoa, up here. Let's remove some things that I don't need. Make sure that our batteries are full. Need to hold it in hand, else I cannot see. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, all of these should be full. Then we have the mining drill. And of course my own battery, and I'd say let's go nuclear. The nuclear option. Yeah. This is dirty, man. I need space. So well, I can smelt these to something. Well, I can. In the advanced ingots, you know, they take a lot of this stuff. What's the time of day? 140. But in which direction is it heading? If I would now see the high resolution number, which I can, because I happen to have taken this thing with me. It is getting higher. Other words, it is still going towards night, not towards day. %. Okay, power crisis averted. And we have enough coal to keep going like this for a while. Oxygen is fine. Let's empty this. Nuclear battery seems to be full still in here. Filters are good enough for what we want to do, so let's go mining. Save. Go. Moving out during the... Let's move towards Jupiter. Screen shit time. Ah, fuck. Okay, got it. The goal with the greenhouse is to produce volatiles endlessly. By shredding the potatoes, recycling them, by shredding them, by putting them, the result in a centrifuge, and that result in turn will be biomass, which has a lot of volatiles. That's the goal, to have an endless production of volatiles, because we also have already an endless production of O2, so we will have infinite fuel virtually at our disposal. Something I haven't done before. Well, we need to get the advanced spacesuit, and I will just recycle AIMeE's chip, which we won't need because AIMeE sucks in this current form. I hope they will be improved. I mean, it wasn't even able to follow me around a corner, and there was no obstacle but the wall itself. What kind of pathfinding is that, man? Or rather, mechanics, you know? That is just insufficient. I mean, I'm not complaining about rocket works. But, I mean, should I use AIMeE? No. End of story. Would be cool if I could just send it through the room to pick up loose items and store them in a locker, you know? Okay, I'm done building something. AIMeE, could you clean up? Yeah, of course. And then I come back and everything's cleaned up. That would be a thing. I'd buy that. Hey, do we have direction information? We do. So, I would like to spray paint some stuff in that room which will produce pollutant, and pollutant can be get rid of rather easily by means of phase change. What I would have to do is I would just, at room temperature, pressurize the room's air, which would then liquefy the pollutant, and that pipe would have to have a passive liquid drain, so that whatever's liquid in there, which would then also only be the pollutant, would be escaping there. You might think, what's that good for? Well, it depends on where the drain is located, right? We could just pump that out to the planet's atmosphere. Or I could go so far as to storing a pollutant for some phase change shenanigans for heating and cooling, which I have so far not actually dealt with. I only tried a few times, but nope. Wasn't lucky so far. There's a device in the game, actually a phase change device, explicitly for such purposes, and maybe I would finally use that then. In my Vulcan playthrough I tried a little bit with, not the phase change device I think, but it was just manual phase changing, where I was using pressure and then guiding it over into a different pipe system and so forth, and that actually affected some cooling, but not much. And if it's not much, then no thanks. It's insufficient. I would have to stack that up, and the construct was complex enough as it is. Of course, there are different strategies to be employed. I could use that, for example, primarily during the night when it's cooler anyway. I could use the phase change device instead, which makes things simpler. Maybe then I could stack that in turn, and so forth. All possible. I'm just saying I haven't done that yet, and I'm curious. But, I mean, people have trouble with the phase change because suddenly the pipe starts moaning. They just have to have some kind of routine when it comes to, well, the pipe having liquid in it and that being a problem. The only routine that they need is to realize that this is so and how to get rid of the liquids. And the simplest way is the passive liquid drain. Slap it on there, it's cheap, and problem solved. And if that's not fast enough, add another one, because that indeed is a thing. Other ways are the the active liquid outlet. No, that's for liquid pipes. We have the condensation valve, and we have the I mean, there are other things, I know, but wasn't there something also to get liquids out of pipes? I think that would just primarily be the evaporation, the condensation valve. I see a mountain, I'll have to take it down. How large is this thing? Not too large. I mean, this mountain is not as large as the recent Playboy models, so as that is then that can be worked with. God damn it, have we fallen? There's a difference between accepting someone's personal life, as long as it stays their personal life, and going about celebrating that on the cover of one of the most primary fucking magazines. not that I read that thing. Back in the day I did, of course, read, haha, but I mean, how? Why did this happen? Just so stupid. Corporate is just stupid. And all this female super action thing where the stuntmen are like between scenes probably like, oh my god, it's a shitty work, you know, all the time having to pretend as if a little girl can beat him up. I mean, I'm not saying that's impossible. Have you seen Atomic Blonde? That's the shit, man. That's the way. That's the way to do it. Or Aliens, of course. That's the way to do it. But, I mean, all this cheap stuff. Interestingly, though, Damsel with, what's her name? Sorry. From Stranger Things. I found that actually be manageable. I found that not so bad. Because, I mean, some key scene, I realized that some key scenes are the problem. If they would have been managed differently, and if there wouldn't have been some kind of, hey, hero pose, later at some point, which was completely superfluous, basically shitty acting and shitty directing at that point, then that film would have worked. Yeah, and then there's of course the 180, like, okay, there's this super evil... Okay, maybe I shouldn't spoil the film. I mean, I didn't find it as shitty as other people found it. Though I had to be skeptical of some scenes, which needed to be different, but no, the overall thing would still have worked, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not one to just toss that out because it fits the usual pattern. The Message! There's an account on YouTube called The Critical Drinker. The Critical Drinker, as in you drink something. Follow them. Watch their videos. Fun, 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 fun. High quality shit. Guaranteed. If you're not entertained, money back. How many times have I seen Interstellar by now? 7? 8? I don't know. For now I had my filling again for a few months, but I guess then I'm gonna watch it again. What an achievement, man. But the black hole, I mean, that's about it. There are of course flaws in the film, but how severe are those flaws in comparison to the achievement otherwise? That's the question, man. Unique mood, unique intensity, unique scenes, unique action. Awesome. I mean, what are you doing? Docking. Hans Zimmer, da-da! Yeah. Kick-ass, that film. And Dr. Man, someone cut his cock off. That's metaphorically, okay? Or some idiots out there who can't tolerate free fucking speech. No, this is incitement to violence. Dude, the incitement to violence is what you're causing within me when I'm hearing you. Okay, the mountain is almost gone, but so are the resources. Where's Jupiter? There it is. Already 93%? Man, a nuclear battery has a little penis, a very little one. Tiny. Small. Oh, that's cool. That's a nice screenshot, man. How high are we up, really? Do we really need more coal? Oh, right. This stuff we don't have too much of. And nickel we definitely don't have too much of. Nickel is used rather heavily for the advanced alloys, of which we don't have enough yet. I want to make the heavy suit. Yeah, it can't be said often enough. Rocketworks is working on new spacesuits, which will be more complex. I don't know how exactly, but for example, the AC system will be different. There will be more parts, and then you can choose: will I use this? Will I use that? Will I use what kind of gas will I use? What pressure? What canister? Stuff like that. I don't know how exactly. It's very hazy, my knowledge in this regard, or the things that they have said. I don't recall. But I'm so looking forward to that, to seeing those new suits in action. I don't know when that will be. I have no estimate. But I'm sure they will not work on the suits for a bit and then let them rot for a few months and then continue. That's not the kind of... It doesn't make sense really to me. Also, their work is usually very focused. This is the topic, we deal with this topic, end of story. That's what they do. Mostly. Because they have to. I mean, for those who don't know, Rocketworks, they are the studio from that made Stationeers. Stationeers is still early access, so it is not yet complete, even though you can already easily play thousands of hours, and it's unique, best entertainment ever. I'm on the beta branch. This means that my Steam installation does an update of my Stationeers installation about once a day, or at least once a week, And there's always new stuff. For example, always new stuff isn't right, but very often there's new stuff that you can tangibly see. The source code editor is better now, for example. The phase change diagram has now this nice crosshair, so people who struggle with the understanding of phase change can understand it better. You know, everybody knows this horizontal line for Earth sea level pressure, and this phase change diagram is just the same thing for various pressures, because those degrees, I mean, when water boils, it's just different depending on what pressure it is. So, and Stationeers is really a niche product. I always say niche, that was wrong. Niche product that few people buy, few people know of, and that's dumb. But it's once again demonstrating my view that mankind is insane, bunch of idiots basically, and because we are still living in the past when we could have the present. But we're choosing not to, you know, or rather they do, the big collective. This game, for example, is an achievement that shows us the way of what games will be in the future. You know, atmospherics and such, like physics in many games, there will be atmospherics in the future. You know, you smell the cigarette from off the guard and such. So, and there's few people who actually pay money for this game, because few people buy it. Because few people want it, or whatever. And that's sad. This is awesome fucking kick-ass game. But Rocketworks, they make like $1,000 a day with this game or so. Or was it? Okay, I don't know the exact number. Maybe it's completely wrong now. Was it $1,000 or was it 9,000? I think it was rather 1,000 or even less. I'm not sure. Sorry if that's wrong. I mean, a whole team of people, 7 to 8 people, working on this almost every day, weekday. That costs money, man. More money. Definitely more money. So they have to finance that with the rest of the studio, with other projects and such. They want to keep going, yeah, definitely. I mean, they probably know what kind of goal they have here. Not as in the money that they will make, but what this game is. And so I can only urge everybody, help finance the future of gaming, give them some cash, buy this game. If you don't, if you haven't played it yet, if it doesn't seem to be a thing, then my opinion is then you're just immature. I'm not saying that you're being stupid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I myself would not have liked Stationeers at some point in my gaming career, or whatever I should call that, and that eventually I grew up to like this then also. That's what I mean, you know. And your future self is probably telling you, dude, maybe you want to buy that. It's not expensive, like 3 pizzas or whatever. So, I mean, the experience alone of this virtual reality, like when you're starting on the moon and there's your spacesuit and the oxygen is ticking down, you have your filters, you can open close the helmet, you have your inventory, you have your mining drill, the batteries. In the future we'll even have more complex suits. Things are improving. The landscape here will improve. We will probably be able to fly from planet to planet, but not as a flight experience, more like a world change. Flight, I don't know if that will come eventually, but there was no talk about that at all so far. And the free decisions that you can make. I mean, you have seen the things that I've been doing in my station. Like, oh, let's automate this stacker. Let's, I don't know, let's build a greenhouse that automatically and so forth. This kind of stuff. This freedom to do that, to tamper around in that, to spend just so much time in there, having fun, living your free will in an environment that is meaningful, deeply simulated. A unique experience. I mean, let's look back at Deus Ex 1, which came out in the year 2000, I believe. And I played it back then. What a revelation that was. How deep it was, how complex in comparison to the games so far. Right? I mean, didn't many of us appreciate that game for its complexity, for its relative complexity? Well, shouldn't we then appreciate this game for its relative complexity in relation to what we have so far? And another step into the future? Why is this not seen as that? Well, there doesn't have to be a hard reason. Sometimes people pick up on a thing and sometimes they do not. There's of course also the problem of approachability, and this game is very it's very hard to approach it for 2 reasons. One is you don't know what to do in the beginning. That's one of the reasons. I mean, the main reason I'm doing all these videos is because I'm having fun playing and recording it and talking over it, basically. That's what it is, period. But I do have fun also, I mean, explaining things, because one of my main goals is a sane world. Now, telling people how to play this game doesn't have much to do with a sane world, but explaining people how things work and how they can do things better, how they can achieve something better, that fits the pattern. And here I can basically jerk off that can scratch that itch, you know. Because I mean, in other regards, people are not like quite waiting for my political advice. I think that will come, though. I know it will. The future is written. I already said like 2 videos ago I intend to make some games, and they will have the scale of Cyberpunk 2077 and larger. I know this sounds like some idiot who is like 15 having big dreams, but it's not. I'm a guy who's much older than that and who knows what he's talking about. I also intend to make some films, have some idea, for example, for a nice interesting Bond film variant, black and white, high frame rate, 3-dimensional, very wide angle, so you would have to have a certain viewing setup to watch it properly, and so this wouldn't be quite cinema compatible, but I don't give a fuck. I just want, I mean, it's an artistic achievement, and that's not about, hey, look at my art. No, it is about achieving something that so far I haven't seen yet, and well, then also my personal load, obviously, and the fun making it. Long takes, so if there are fight scenes and such, the camera wouldn't move and jerk around and switch all the time. You would just see the entire scene from start to finish, so there would be heavy CGI, including renderings and such, to make that happen, like in Matrix 2, where with the fight with Agent Smith, with the many Agent Smiths, not exactly like that, obviously, and at higher quality. I mean, that was well done, but knowing that it was CGI, eventually I watched it from that perspective, and if you watch it with that in mind, it's rather obvious in part. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, it would be the experience of a 1980s or maybe 70s or 60s spy film with these gadgets and such, black and white, high frame rate, 3-dimensional, very wide angle, so that you could, like in this 3D first-person interface here that we have, you would be kind of in the room. You would be inside. You would look around. Okay, you wouldn't be looking around because your head isn't moving. But that is what that would be then. And from this perspective, very immersive, because immersion is important. My immersion, fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. Sometimes this statement, my immersion, is right. Yes, because, you know. But usually, and most of the time, it's wrong. Because immersion is important. What does immersion mean? Suspension of disbelief. Am I here in a virtual world instead of watching the news about something real? Yes. So suspension of disbelief makes sense. Is a goal. Though, okay, maybe I shouldn't have used the news as an example, because suspension of disbelief, haha. You saying they're lying to us? Yes and no. But certainly the information the informational perspective of the world that is conveyed by the mass media, if you follow that view, will lead to distortion of the view of the world that you have. That is definite. I realized that 3D black and white film is actually not really a new thing, because back then the way people would have achieved 3D is by using colored glasses. And when you're using colored glasses, how many colors are remaining that you can use? So the film would effectively be then only a matter of brightness, which is a black and white film, but still. I like the idea. I mean, when Casino Royale started, damn, wrong backpack. I thought the entire film would be black and white, and at first I'm like, huh, what? And then I thought, that's awesome. But it wasn't. But it was a very good film. And then the rest came and they all sucked. All of them. But in this apocalyptic day and age, it's really hard to pull something off like that. For example, Mr. Star Wars made, George Lucas, whom we should all admire and look up to. Fact, end of story, period. Because if you have seen... oh, finally some silver. If you have seen Light and Magic, which is a documentary, I believe on Disney Plus, about industrial light and magic, and I'm not sure. Okay, I've seen it twice, but currently I'm a bit confused. But I think it's only about industrial light and magic, how they made the first Star Wars film, and then it's about further development. It's about the influence on gaming and computer graphics. This had intense, big influence, I think, from what I remember from the documentary. So huge achievement. And we all can say thanks to George Lucas for that, because he was the motor to make that happen, despite all the odds. Anyway, so then he made Star Wars 1, 2, 3, which are all shit. I mean, the first one is okay-ish, but then the next one is shit, and the next one is also shit. This edit of the of episode 4, 5, and 6, the first Star Wars films that they did, was kind of alright, kind of. Some things to be complained about, but what really grinds my gear is this idiotic planar explosion in space that they had to fucking add into every film since, because the first film that did that, I think, was a Star Wars film, a Star Trek film, Star Trek 4 or 5 or 6 or who knows what, where something exploded and then there was like a shockwave that went in a plane outwards. I think they did that, and then I saw that in Star Wars in episode 4 when the Death Star exploded, and that's bullshit. They wouldn't explode like that at all. Also, to put that into every film since, why the fuck would you do that? Because it looks cool? Come on. I mean, like the Battlestar Galactica film from like 10 years ago or so. Was it a series? Was it a film? I'm sorry, I don't remember. That was cool, with silence in space. Give me realistic shit. I mean, if once I start making films, and I will definitely aim for realism. If you will be in space, exposed to vacuum, you will not freeze. You will have, of course, the mouth freeze and the nose freeze from the evaporation cooling of humidity there, and the eyes possibly also, but your entire body won't freeze. You will have embolism and such because of the cells, blah 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 blah. Anyway, it's not going to be you're not going to become an ice popsicle. Nope. Meat popsicle, yeah. That's not going to happen. And in space, there will not be sounds. It will be like the film 2001. By Stanley Kubrick, because that's the right way to do it, objectively. End of story. Of course, you could make a film or a game, for example, where you hear things in space, even though that's impossible, which makes sense because your ship's computer might simulate those sounds for you to give you more information. To tell you there's a ship like to the left of you and it's firing at you, so you're hearing pew pew or something. That does make sense, yeah. But then it needs to be sold as that, if possible, and it should be focused on that. So you can't suddenly also have other things and then just brush that away with probably some kind. No. It must be precise. Let only the truth reign. Only the truth. For example, in my writings. In my stories, I just simulate the moment. I have some ridiculous setup, but I find deep explanations for that, which are in some parts I have to go back to cosmic levels because otherwise some kind of magical shit can't happen. So I've just redefined the universe a little bit. But in principle, I just run the simulation instead of doing something unrealistic. Instead of suddenly or some unmotivated crap happening because the story needs it to happen. That is wrong. So if that part of the story can't happen, then it won't. That's how it is, and that's how it fucking should be. I'm not clear yet about exactly how I want to do the remake of Deus Ex 1. State-of-the-art shit, of course, but how exactly is unclear, because currently there's some developments in the world that are very interesting. For example, I mean, in this game we have the atmospherics, so that will be in there definitely. And we have also the engineering, so that will be in there definitely, in the form that the things that you find in the world will be real working machines. They will not just be a thing that looks like a thing and then supposedly does the thing. No, it will be doing the thing, because that's better. Because Minecraft is better than Doom. If you think about that, in Doom every war, as beautiful as it may be and as solid a story as it may tell, and I agree with that, yes, it's just a facade. But in Minecraft nothing is a facade. Every world block is a real, well, dirt block, and you can make your own mob grinders by having a dark room in which they will spawn, and then you can let them jump over an ledge, and then they will fall to the death, and then you carry their remains to a spot and gather that, and all of that emergent from the game simulation, instead of that being some kind of specially made thing. And that is the way that this game, Stationeers, works, consisting of components which lead to emergent effects. Like we have the gas moving in the air, we have the phase change and such, and I need to breathe and such, and so this leads to situations where I would say, okay, I have a station here on Europa which is brand new. One moment please. And it's cold, so I will just use the furnace to get the room hot, which is not what the furnace's purpose is, but since it makes stuff hot and I need heat, I use the furnace. Why not? That is already emergent gameplay. It's not the prime example, but it works well. And that is what I want. That's the kind of gameplay I want. See, there was an example in Deus Ex. Was it actually even in Deus Ex Invisible War, where you could carry around turrets? I'm not sure, but definitely you could do it in Human Revolution and in Mankind Divided. Oh wait, you could do it in Human Revolution? Not sure kind of right now about Mankind Divided. Probably in both, because they are running with the same engine, I think. There's a turret in a place, and then you make sure that it attacks all the enemies, and then you pick it up and carry it to another place. So you're completely changing the setup. And that is the cheapest possible example of you being able to re-engineer the environment somewhat so that it suits your purposes. Basically you're not just hacking a computer, you're hacking the world. And I'd like to have basically Hell's Kitchen also be some kind of basically made of blocks, so to speak, so you could ultimately destroy the hotel, maybe if you wished, but it would be very hard to do. It would be like in Minecraft, where you punch a wall 3 times and then it's broken or whatever, but it would be realistic when it comes to the damage that is being done. For example, if you would use a lamp on a wall, that would, I guess, probably not blow out the wall, but would damage it severely, and if you would then keep going, they would ultimately have a hole in the wall. So if you would keep going, then you could possibly take down the entire hotel, yeah. But where would you get that amount of lamps? So that would be just it would just not be possible. So what do you do then when you can't fulfill the missions because certain things are no longer available? Well, that makes things a bit more complicated for game designers, but that is a thing that has to be done then. Because there are priorities, and my priorities are like that. So the games, everything should step aside in submission to the incredible improvement of the depth of experience, emergent gameplay, flexibility, freedom, replay value, new things that can be done, inspiration that you can gather from playing that. I mean, how many people are gathering inspiration from this game? See, and that's the thing. If you gather inspiration from this game, and if you're a game designer, game developer, work in a game studio, then it is likely that some of that will flow into that. And then that game will in turn also be inspiring in some way. It's the collective mind of mankind at work, you know, like I don't know what the term is right now. When we work together on the internet, crowdsourcing, yeah, that kind of stuff. finding the best memes, making the best jokes, and ultimately filtering only the best stuff upwards, that kind of stuff. And that would happen then also when games are more inspiring, instead of just being slightly altered improvement over all the stuff we have so far. I cannot give a time frame for when this phase will begin, when I will do these things. It might be a decade or two, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's ahead. It will definitely come. I swear. Take it to the bank. I'm not kidding. This is an absolute certainty. Like gravity. I mean, like gravity on the same level. And this is not even hyperbole. If you have the guy talk, you should hear yourself talk. Hey, what's that? Is that the station? It is! We can see it from here. How far away is that even? 100 meters, that's not bad. Wonder what's so very visible from this distance. It's the displays, the consoles. So, how are we doing? 48. Oh, nice. Power trouble solved, huh? Somewhat. But here I come, with my stupid nuclear battery. Yeah, I mean, the world, the universe is a super awesome playground, and I'm looking forward to standing on one of the moons of Jupiter and looking up to this thing for real. That's all that shit is ahead of us, and we will be there. Because the possibilities ahead are basically limitless. Doesn't mean anything and everything can be done. Because, well, they are logical absolutes, and the path into the future is a highly technological one, and you can't just wish things into existence. That's not how that works. But ultimately, if you play by the rules of the universe, your will be free. It's just a compatibility issue, you know? That we can live together, that everybody can have their free will, requires your will not to be able to cast the form of the world directly, but instead to be you have to use some coding, basically, of which, interestingly, programming is the most apt metaphor, because then you're indeed using a code to manifest your will in reality. I mean, maybe it's even, well, let's not go into that again. Some smelting then? Smelty stuff? What would we smelt? How much steel we have? 500, 450. We have a kilogram of steel, and even that, we have a whole kilogram of steel. Let's not make any steel right now. Instead, let's make all of that. All of that shall only be iron, and I could use the arc furnace then for this, but that would be ridiculous. Let's not do that. I don't know if faster than light travel will be possible, but if you think about the many galaxies that we will inhabit, I mean, it's a bit sucky-yucky that people will not be possible. It will not be possible to communicate with each other. But faster than light communication, or motion leads to paradoxes, where ultimately things would happen before their cause has happened. So that's a problem. I don't know what the answer will be to that. There probably might not be one. There might not be one. That is sad. It's a sad circumstance. No idea what's gonna happen there. Oxide? Oh, there's still some stuff in there anyway. Is that already gas? Has that already melted? I guess so, else it wouldn't have been swallowed. Right. Yep, okay. So be it then. Spooky. Would be interesting. Imagine that in the future it would be possible to... What's happening? It's not hot enough? Right, because there was a gigaton of gas in there that I would have to heat up here. That we will have apartments with large 3D screens, which will be so realistic that you could, I mean, let's say there are 2 apartments which have that, and you, can you even hear me? Let's say that 2 people are communicating with each other, basically the phone call of the future, and you have an entire wall. One wall of your living room is a 3D screen, seamlessly the entire wall. The other dude has also this wall. So what would happen? Suddenly you would be in the same room, because there would be no wall. That's what that would look like. Isn't that interesting? I mean, that stuff is ahead of us. I'm convinced. I have to have some vision, man. $900, all right. Once such a situation with an apartment where an entire wall is a 3D screen would have become rather a common thing, then this would be a societal factor. It would no longer be a technical gimmick, it would no longer be high-tech, something that some people have, but it would have become normal, like it is normal these days that we have the internet available. This means then that social interactions might change somewhat, because, well, if you can be with another person, with a random another person that you don't know, in a room, in the same room, even though it's not actually the same room, but you know what I mean, then, well, I think fun can be had, you know? So maybe we cannot actually beat relativity or faster than light, the faster than light problem. So we might have to put up with that. That might well be so. But at least then we would have vast virtual realities available on our flights. So we might spend a few centuries on a flight, but we would not be cut off from a world. Not necessarily from the world because of the lag. already getting too cold again. Much too much gas in there that needs to be heated up. Perspective of the future is ultimately just a positive one, and you might think this is just unrealistic.
Hydration critical.
And that's basically then you having a vision of the future. And I also have a vision of the future, and they're just incompatible. And you would call my vision unrealistic, and I would call your vision unnecessarily pessimistic. Ultimately, it's just an opinion, though I believe to have extrapolated the current reality sufficiently into the future to derive properly that the future will be bright. Extremely bright. Okay, so much for this. What have we harvested? "500 grams of iron. Nice. And another 200. Good. Where will we put that stuff? I don't have enough space. Maybe I should expand this a bit. Copper. So now we have a little over a kilogram of copper also. And I have no space to put that stuff anymore. Not too much. A little bit more than half a kilogram of gold. Silver. Not too much. Silver and cobalt are one of our main concerns when it comes to the advanced and nickel. Silver, cobalt, nickel. When it comes to advanced alloys that we still have to make. By the way, the hard suit. What does it take? Oh, we do make that. It's an electronics thing? Or is it the tool manufacturing, maybe? Tool manufacturing, then. What is this? The great old ones. Hard suit helmet, hard suit jetpack. This needs Waspaloy, I believe. But the hard suit helmet takes steel, stellite, and astroloy. We have Inconel and I believe I used up all the astroloy, but stellite we don't have yet. And then there is the hard suit backpack. Oh, and what am I looking for? Hard.
Hunger caution.
Well, that's the hard suit backpack then. But if I would take this thing, then of course I want to be able to fly around, because the hard suit jetpack is out of this world, man. You can fly and move so fast. So we need the suit, the jetpack, and the helmet. That's quite a tall order. We don't have the resources for that actually, I think. I mean, maybe if I squeeze it really, but then we can't do some other things. I don't want to go there now, it's too wasteful. Maybe we can make a few wind turbines? I'm not sure.
Pressure critical.
Oh, that, yeah.
Oxygen critical. Temperature critical.
Yeah, I'd like to do more now, but I think the video is close before its end. I guess, yeah, has been enough for now. I mean, I'm kind of all over the place. Do I make some more wind turbines, or do I go solar? That's kind of a crossroads, and also I have work tomorrow. That's also influencing me mentally somewhat. I guess, and then we have this Harvie thing that I definitely want to set up. Yeah, we could of course make a shit ton of shoots. That would make sense. That would make sense. Oh, that works? No, it doesn't. That's the wrong way. Oh, now it's different? Why doesn't it fucking keep what I selected last? That's so stupid that it is per stack. Why the fuck would it remember what I picked last per stack? How is that? In which universe does it make sense? Huh. Are we faring 30 megapascals, okay? If AIMeE could do a few more things, as in how it interacts with stuff, for example, my example of that it could pick up stuff from the floor and put it in a locker, that would make AIMeE more interesting. Then we could possibly devise some interesting... I mean, I can tell the thing move here, move there, all of that can be done, but what good is an AIMeE in a place if the AIMeE cannot interact with the place in the least meaningful way? If there were more interactions available, then one would go through the motions of doing all the programming maybe. There could be special little corridors in your station through which AIMeE can move to bring things from A to B or whatever that could be, to do maintenance, I don't know, something. but that's sadly not the case. 60 megapascals of volatiles at 20 degrees Celsius-ish. Did anything escape? Nope. Still descending. Equalizing. And done. How are we looking water-wise? We have 20 liters capacity and 15 liters are in there. Okay, that's kind of the limit. Maybe we should put the water in the locker. Wait, didn't I have another one of these? I did. I haven't yet tested the serialization concept. Like, there would be a second one, and can I just call the same subroutine and it'll work? I don't want to do that now, I'm just preparing. So horizontal 1, because the direction from which I come is here. That's primary, I come from here, so I count it to the right. Horizontal 1, row 0. Is the capacity now bigger? Yeah, now it's 100 liters. You don't say. I should maybe make a hard suit backpack and spray paint it black to store all that coal. That makes sense. Now, behold. Here we have water in the air. Let's pump that out, right?
Low pressure.
But no,
Oxygen critical.
that's not what happens. The water cannot be pumped away because it is water. These are for gases. Water is not a gas. Currently, of course, the water is in the air, yes, but that's just a crutch because Rocketworks has removed the ability for actual standing liquid water, which was in the game at some point, but will most probably come back because that's what they want to use, I think, for the nuclear things that will be coming. Still not full. Okay. Or is something waiting here already? Oh, okay, we already have a thing. I'll let it run then. Give me the resources, thank you very much. Hard suit backpack. A blue one for cobalt. A black one for coal. Cobalt is actually not, I mean, it's important, but it's not hard to come by. We have a lot of that. More than we need, actually. Let's make another pill. And maybe I should make the cryo tube. That would make sense. So I don't need all the pills. I could just, you know, toss the fern out and just go for, what's the CO2 level? 10%. Okay, has fallen. Something we can deal with. Let's close this. No more gas exchange. Actually, no, this... What's happening? Oh, I need to drink. Yeah, so sadly I cannot say when these plans that I have can come to fruition, so I cannot say how long this takes, 10, 20 years, so that might be completely irrelevant to the development of Stationeers at that point. Sadly, because I'd love to give them a boost, but I can't. This doesn't fly. Can't do that. And not yet, anyway. So we'll just go 100% potato. We have some of that, I think, already, for demonstration purposes, in the shredder. 50%. Okay. Can you eat that? I think so. Oh, yeah, you can eat that. You can eat fern, 2% health, 2% food. And it is day again in our simulated little thingy. Since I just replanted those freshly, let's use the most rotten potatoes I have and plant 2 of these. So that chapter is over with. In other words, now I need the cryotube. Where is it? The cryotube is manufactured in... The kit is made in the hydraulic pipe bender. Gold, copper, steel, silver. Gold, copper, steel, silver. Because I can heal myself in that, so that I don't need this stuff again. Gold, copper, steel, silver. Copper. Well, I mean, does it matter? Silver 5, please. Only 5 Vaseline? So now we have 2 pills. And we have the rotten eggs, which I will hereby recycle. Which was stupid because that's biomass. Instead of going through all of this and then turning into biomass, I could have had biomass right away. Okay, whatever. That's how it goes. So, what is in here so far? Biomass 2.5. So, to produce a cryotube, to build it, what do we need? Two plastic sheets, 1 glass sheets. I should have that over there in the other room where it will be placed. Obviously not in this one. What am I saying? Obviously this one needs some expansion. And maybe that expansion lends itself to some kind of... or here maybe? Yeah, here's the room. Yeah, but it's just me tossing down things, devices, which happen to have a purpose, and I want to tick that box, and then that's it, and so everything looks chaotic. I should have a manufacturing room. I mean, this is kind of a manufacturing room already. This works well, I think. But I don't have a living room. I don't have med bay or something. Could actually be close by. Maybe I could move this locker over here, and then here there could be a door, or not, because will I expand this further? I don't know. Tossing lots of questions on the table, no answers. Let's put that here. Welder fuel I don't have currently, but yeah, I have welder fuel in abundance. And if I need any, I can derive it. I can pump it out from my nice fuel mixture. Okay, so we have lots of stuff here that I would like to make use of. So let's do that then. Temperature increasing like crazy. Too much actually. Pressure also increasing. This should give us a lot more CO2, which was at 10%, now we're at 12 and counting. The greenhouse room should definitely have a display that tells us what the mixture is, what the gas mixture is, for every little gas that there is. For all the 8 or so gases. Is any of that in there? What's the ratio? What's the amount? Gas sensor's already there.
Temperature high.
And we need a room for solar panels. Large hall. So we can get like 10 kilowatts out of that one. Should be doable.
Temperature high.
Right, I wanted to make hard mining backpacks. Damn it. So the mining backpack has how many slots? 0, 1, etc. Up, down to 23. It has 24 slots. The hard mining backpack has 28 slots. There's 4 slots more only. But for this you need steel, 6 steel and 1 invar. And for this one you only need 6 iron, which is nothing. So I'm not going to make a hard one. That would just be stupid. But I believe the hard ones have an upside which pertains to heat, Venus and such. Doesn't say here though, so I can't tell. Anyway, let's make some backpacks. 2 should be enough. One black, one blue. The day is dawning. Oh, actually it has been dawning. The sun is already gone again. What the fuck am I saying? Totally worth it. There's nothing in this one. This is basically fuel for melting stuff. Yeah, better use of space. Not the best placement of a light, huh? I wonder if I should put it on the ground. What just happened? Well equipped. Okay, some interesting things about plants in the beginning and such, but ultimately, I must admit, probably a rather boring video. All over the place. Yeah, okay, let's finish this for today. And I hope next time I will take the time to do some mining in between videos and possibly, I can't promise, preparing some more space, for example, out there for solar panels and such. That would be fine. 5. Maybe I should wait this out and let's see. Iron, gold, copper, steel, solder, biomass. So not a lot of stuff. 6,000 grams of steel? No, 6 grams. No need to wait it out. Okay. Oh man, I fucking hate to go to work tomorrow. I feel it. It's completely pulling me down already. Well then, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.